Okay, let's say it's Monday and today is the 25th. That means that it is time to do our paper pumpkin. Now, Cindy and I have worked together to get these paper pumpkin alternatives done, and we have really come up with some great alternatives. But before we do all of that, let's take a second and let's look and see what is in this month's paper pumpkin. Now, if you haven't ordered next month's paper pumpkin, you need to do that right away. It is subject to sell out. In the meantime, if you want this paper pumpkin, then the one that I have my hands on right this minute is available. Just remember, I will be opening it during the demonstration so that you can see exactly what is in this month's paper pumpkin. So here we go. Our paper pumpkin for this month tells you a little bit about our celebration that's going on right now. If you go in and order your paper pumpkin and you order it and pay for it for a few months in advance, you can get a celebration item to go with that paper pumpkin series, okay? So I told you, if you haven't ordered next month's paper pumpkin, you need to get online right now. You can get your paper pumpkin at papercraftsbylane.com. Paper pumpkin, it will take you straight to the sign-up page so that you can sign up for your paper pumpkin. Now, let me tell you a little secret that I know. It won't help you for celebration, but it will help you with your paper pumpkin. Go ahead and subscribe for your paper pumpkin for you to get one a month, okay? And then if that month rolls along and maybe they've got sports and sports just doesn't interest you, then just go on there and just simply tell them you want to skip that month. And it will skip that month. But then the next month you don't have to remember to order it because your paper pumpkin's going to automatically come to you. So next month, we're going to be doing sweet sunflowers. I hope you're going to be there for it, okay? So this month in our paper pumpkin stamps, we have a cute ship. And you're going to see, we've used these stamps a lot. But you're going to have this cute little ship. You're going to have a diploma, which is probably going to be your message in your bottle. You got starfish, we got seaweed, we got a seahorse. I've used this for everything from decorations to my sand in my beach scenes. So you're going to see each one of these sentiments used, so I'm just going to hold tight on that. Your spot for this month is going to be Bermuda Bay. I love those little stinky spots. They just so cute. All right, so let's see what is on the inside of my box. First, you have to be able to pick it up. Let's go for it this way. There you go. All out of the box. So, let me put this box over here so I can make sure that I put everything back in it. All right, so this is the outside. This is what Stampin' Up! Is telling you to do with the paper pumpkin. But you know me and Cindy, we always come up with something different. But I do want you to see all of the supplies that we got with the paper pumpkin. And remember, this particular one that I have in my hand is for sale if you would like to have this month's paper pumpkin. So here's your instructions. It's all here. Tells you how to do everything step by step. Putting that in your box. There's your cardboard. And then we have these cute little pieces in the back. Look at that. Are they not the cutest? Look at those birds. They look like you could touch them. They're so cute. So you're going to get several sheets of these. You've got your birds. You've got your seahorse. Starfish. This bird, he's adorable sitting on things. And these are your seaweeds down at the bottom. You're going to get on the inside of your cardstock. You're going to get 3 of each. This is the fresh fuchsia. This one is your, Lord, I almost called it Stormy Skies. This is your Smokey Slate. And this one is your Bermuda Bay. You're going to get 3 of each of those. So let's take and stick those back up here in the box. You're also going to get some embossed sheets. Now, this one is embossed in. I'm not sure if you can tell it or not, but it looks like it's got skies up at the top, and then it's got your rippling water down at the bottom. You'll get 3 of those. This one also has the effect of rippling water. I'm thinking you can see that. And then the last one, oh my God, this side of it, let's see, there you go. This side of it is almost as good as this side. So you're going to see a lot of these that you can use also. The envelopes this time did not have a design on the inside of them, but they're cute and they match our paper perfectly. And of course, there are 9 of them. These are your glue dots, and this twine, I'm not normally one that uses twine, but for this particular paper pumpkin, it's perfect. So I did use it. And you're also going to get a full sheet of dimensionals. So we've got our pieces where we can put our sentiments on them. We've got our bottles, and you've got 3 sheets of each of these as well. So like I said, this was a paper pumpkin that I thoroughly enjoyed. Had a dynamite good time with it. And I'm ready to show you what we made. So just to get you started, I'm going to show you a basic. So this one was a very basic. As you can see, I put it on the Smokey Slate backing, and it does say wishing you a wonderful. Now you can pull this out, put a message back on the inside of it, and of course, you know us, no naked cards. So I do have on the inside of it, this is the stamp with the note in it. That gives you the opportunity to remember to write your note. And it says, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Now, I did resort to using, oh my gosh, I forgot already. I'll have to look it up, which stamp set we used, because you know Cindy and I, we're always needing birthday cards. And if you want a hint on why we always need birthday cards, it has a whole lot to do with you signing up for my newsletter. Because when you sign up for my newsletter, then that means you're going to be getting a birthday card from me on the month of your birthday. So I wanted to put a little something on the outside. Since I wasn't cutting up my envelopes this time, I wanted to give you the opportunity to see some of the things that I do with the envelopes. Isn't that cute? And remember, the message on the inside was another one of those scroll folds. Okay? So there is alternative number 1. Alternative number 2 is another card that I really enjoyed doing. As you can see, I have used the stamp set that come from Stampin' Up! That says, wishing you all the best. And I really like that one. It fits just perfect on the inside of that circle. And that circle does turn around and have the fresh fuchsia on it, so it makes it just ideal to go on the inside of this card. Now, some of you heard me say on Friday that I was using Crystal Effects. I am so sorry, ladies. That Crystal Effects sold out like must have been in minutes, because just before Cindy went online, I had gone into the clearance rack and found that beautiful Crystal Effects, and I knew it was going to be just perfect on the inside of, the outside of these bottles. Now, since I found out that it was gone before I finished my paper pumpkins on Sunday, I came up with an alternative of what you can use. And if you look right there, you can see I have my Wink of Stella on here, and I just run an edging right here. So I didn't put it all over the card. I just put an edging right there. That way it kind of looks like it's sparkling on the inside of the water. I also used some of our sequins. This is the Everything sequins. Totally love that. I think that is probably one of my favorite packs of sequins Stampin' Up! Has ever had. And I love it. I fixed that envelope again. And what I did with this was I simply stamped the seaweed in more than one color. And then I put me a seahorse in the Poppy Parade so that it matches the one on the inside of my card. The other things that I've done to this card is I have stamped the stars with a stamp off. That way they're not so strong right there. And this is seaweed that I have stamped on the inside of the bottle. Okay, so have another one. I did have Cindy with me for a few hours, and she did design a few of our cards. You know how she is. She loves to design cards. So this one is the one that I used with the diorama. Cindy actually designed this card herself, and as you can see, she has used our glitter. Um, it's the ombre glitter, and she's used that, cut it with the diorama, and then she cut this piece with the diorama and used one of our cutouts just to put on top of it. This is also our cutout for our seahorse that she has put in it as well. Around the edges, Cindy did a little bit of stamping. I think you can probably see that she has used what I used as sand. She has used it all around her card. And she used the sentiment that's on the inside of our paper pumpkin, thinking of you. And sending you good thoughts is also on the inside of our paper pumpkin. And then she just added some more of the seaweed that came on the inside of our set. Now, this is not a full one. She has cut it down. We're going to see the rest of it in some other places, but this is part of it as well. So, I wanted to keep true to nature, so I also fixed me a envelope that goes with this particular card as well. So there you go, ladies. That is another card and a matching envelope that you are getting from your alternatives. Okay, so every time I do an alternative paper pumpkin, I like to do a paper pumpkin that is going to be done with just the stamps. Now, it's not always possible, but this time it certainly was. And as you can see, I have got Wink of Stella on each one of these seahorses. I think you can see that. And you can see I've also used my Any and Everything sequence to make eyes on top of the larger seahorses. Now, the way I did the seahorses was I took the negative to these and I laid it on here and I run over it with my orchid. That way, I would have my seahorses as a little bigger. And then with the seahorses, I added some of the stamped seahorses. Most of this is done by laying the negative to these seaweed on my paper. And as I did, I colored part of it with the Bermuda Bay. Another part of it was done in the fresh fuchsia. I also used the stamp set here to stamp it up high so that it would go taller. I didn't want it to, my seahorses down so far, yet I didn't want it to look like they weren't in their natural habitat. So I did come back and do some stamping all of the seaweed as well. I have simply fell in love with these sequins. They are the everything sequins. These are the ones that are in the blue. And as you can see, it adds so much to the card. Now, when you got a card this beautiful, you want to make sure that you have a envelope that matches it. Only this time I did a little bit something different. When you get ready to write your return envelope, you'll put it right in front of the seahorse here. And when you go to put your friend's address on it, you'll put it right in front of the seahorse here. So now, not only have you decorated it in the corner, but you've also decorated your card in the areas where you're going to be writing. I think I put one on the back. Stars. There you go. I knew I had done something. Okay, so there is another one of our cards. Now, we kept wanting to go and stay within our stamping. Cindy also designed this card that I'm going to be showing you next. And I'm going to give you a hint because I'm going to show you the envelope first, okay? So that's the envelope, so you know right away that we're going to be using our ship. Now, this time she has stamped the ship and added Wink of Stella to the ship. She has also, this is the negative to the diorama dies off of this one. So this one came out of here. And then she took and put a white piece of paper behind it and had it so that it sticks out on each side. This is where she put her starfish, only at this point it just looks like it's starring out this beautiful ship. She did do her ship in Wink of Stella. I think you can see that on there. There you go. And she put stars all the way around the outside of her card. I think this is a totally off-base, beautiful card for this paper pumpkin. And remember, we wouldn't have that beautiful ship stamp if we hadn't got our paper pumpkin. On the inside, it says, "I can't wait to see you." And she has put a few more stars on the inside. But ladies, this is one of my favorites. I think Cindy did a dynamite job in decorating this card. All right, so we're going to take a look at another card. And this card is also done with the ship. Only this time you can see I have my ship so it looks like it's moving. Now, Stampin' Up! Gave us these banners that were on the inside of it. I liked them, but I really didn't like them for this particular set. So you can see here I've cut the end of it off, used it as my tag for my sentiment. But here I left it alone because that's where you're going to put your address, where you're going to be sending your card. So I kind of like the way that worked out for that one. But let's take a look at the card. Now, you haven't seen me use the bottle too many times, but this bottle was ideal for putting the ship on the inside of it. Again, you can see I have used Wink of Stella on the ship, but all of that brightness that you see right there is the crystal effects that I was using. And girls, I got to tell you, it broke my heart to find out that was gone and you ladies weren't going to have a chance to use it. But I did I turned my card so that my stripes were going in a different direction. As you can see, these two are kind of the opposite of each other. And I went on ahead and I stamped it, but I did stamp it in the Starry Skies. This is one of the stamp sets that came with it, sending you good thoughts. Only, gonna have to get out that sand eraser. I didn't realize I had my fingers on it. Oh, well, we'll get this off real quickly. If you don't have a sand eraser, you need to notify me, because these are the best thing next to iced tea. As you can see, I am taking my fingerprint off. And it's been there all weekend, ladies. So it ain't like it just got there. Don't want to mess up my stamp. All right, so there you go. And as you can see, I did re-stamp my ship on the inside of this particular card. So there is another one that we have created as an alternative for our paper pumpkin. Now I'm going to show you two this time. And these two, one is a quick and easy that you can do. And then the other one is a little bit of a step up, okay? So in this case, I have done, and I have used the cutouts for the birds, so I have the birds on here. I have also done the bottle. I have a small slit cut right there, and my bottle has been tucked in. Again, you can see I loved that crystal effects. It is on that bottle. It really makes it look so much like glass. This is one of the tags that also came in it. I've used the flip side of it, though, because I did want to use white instead. I have put it on the Smokey Slate card. And then on the inside, I put wishing you all the best. This is my sand, and I have a few starfish in it. And my starfish are done in Wink of Stella. Now, I want to show you one more thing that I did. I wanted this envelope to be conclusive, or maybe I should say similar to the card that's on the inside. So I took my sponge dauber. Well, first of all, I laid down my bottle. I took my sponge dauber and I sponged all the way around it. Now, you could have also used an art sponge of any kind. It works out just great. But I have put it all over this card except for where the bottle was. And then I moved the bottle just a little bit and I put this piece in to make it look like it was floating in the water. Now, when I get ready to address this envelope, I will put your address on the inside of the bottle, and I'll come back up here to the top and put your return address. I thought this is something that is unique only to this paper pumpkin and the pieces that come with it. So let's put that one right there. Woo! We're getting to have too many. Now, I wanted to do the same thing again. I really and truly love the way those birds looked on the top of that particular embossed card. So what I've done is I've taken our silver weave and I've run just a piece of that silver weave across the bottom, tucking it in under each one of the sides. My bottle itself, I wanted to find another way to make it look like it was floating in water and that it was actual glass. So I've used my Wink of Stella. And what I did was I dabbed my Wink of Stella just a tiny bit on the inside of my Starry Skies, and I did a fine line right through there. And then I went back and shaded over it with the actual Wink of Stella itself. So as you can see, maybe, boop, there it is. As you can see, it's not on the whole bottle. It's just right in that area right there. I stamped on the inside of the bottle, thinking of you. And then on the inside of it, I put sending good thoughts and a couple of the starfish. But these two cards have become a quick favorite of mine as well. And they'll also be great if you want to use the same kind of envelope for either one of them. Now, once in a while, when I get a paper pumpkin, I go way off base, and I went way off base with these. I will show you the cards that I made that are kind of way off base, but here is one of them. I've used the Chick designer series paper that we have currently in our catalog, and as you can see, it had totally different colors from what my normal paper pumpkin did. So I took that and I used one of my bottles, and as you can see, I've only put down the top part of the bottle. That way, if you wanted to stick a note underneath it, or maybe a little cash, depending on who you're sending it to, and then the I can't wait to see you, and I did stamp my scroll on the inside. Then on the inside of the card itself, I did not put any kind of wording on the inside of it, because this would be a perfect place for you to just sit down and write a letter to somebody that you're going to see, or maybe somebody that's coming to see you. So this one was totally off base, yet it is still using our paper pumpkin. Now, if you're in my card class this month, then you know that Cindy and I designed a card that was a triple fold. So I decided to use one of the bases that we had left in the early espresso, and I gilded my card here, and I gilded a little extra so that I would be able to cut around one of the starfish. Now, as I got this starfish all cut around it, I was really happy at the way it just pops on the page. Now, if you don't know how to do any gilding, I highly suggest that you step back, let me know, and I will do another video on just gilding. If you're in my card club or one of my demonstrators, then you can very easily see how to do the gilding in the card series. Now, I wanted this one to open up a little bit different, and as you can see, I have used designer series paper, come back on the inside of it. I think I'd probably call this my wow paper pumpkin card, because it's a lot more detailed than some of the others that I have done. All of my starfish here and the side of my bottle, as well as my sea turtles over here, are all done in Wink of Stella. The sea turtles came out of the Well Done, and I think everything else came out of this paper pumpkin. So as you can see, I've made it really a spectacular card, and kind of disguised all of those sea things by making the outside of it the paper that came in the Hey Chick. What is that? Textured Chick. So I've used textured chick, used my gilding, my happy birthday, and made this into a wow, awesome card. Okay? So those are our cards for this month's Paper Pumpkin. As I said, we had a dynamite time doing them. Cindy wasn't able to do as many of them this month as she usually does. She did fly off to Dallas this morning to spend time with her father. Thankfully, he is home and doing well. So be sure to send her some love. If you don't do anything but go to her page and say, "Love you, Cindy." So if you're liking these cards, I'd love to see some hearts and thumbs up and stars so that I'll know I'm on the right page when I create our alternates for our Paper Pumpkin. One more time, please let me remind you that next month's Paper Pumpkin is going to be the sweet sunflower. Don't miss it. Go online, order that Paper Pumpkin right now so that you will be sure you get yours for next month, because I just know Cindy and I are going to have a ball with the next set of Paper Pumpkins. So, ladies, put in the comments and tell me which one was your favorite. Yeah, I love that wild card. I knew you would. Thank you, Cookie. We just we did it for our card club, and I got to tell you, I just couldn't help it. I had to do a little more with it. I could not let that one piece of paper go to waste. So, girls, any ideas which ones you like the best? We got a few more minutes. Let's see. All of them. You're so sweet, Donna. And you know what? I think I would have a hard time picking out one as well. So don't forget now, if you want to get your paper pumpkin, you'll need to go to papercraftsbyelaine.com, and then from there I'm going to ask you to /paper pumpkin, and you can get your paper pumpkin card kit as well. Loving, loving, loving the way this set all came out. And for a beach scene, this is great. You like the seahorse cards? Great. Thanks for letting me know. We got a bunch of seahorse cards. I think this is my favorite seahorse card, simply because it was so different from anything else that I have seen out there. We do try to make our alternatives different, and that's because we want you to know that there is so many things that you can do. Looking forward to seeing you girls really soon. Cindy will not be with us this week, but I will be here on Wednesday. I am going to be doing something special. Haven't totally got it finished. Also, I want to remind you that our our featured set this month is the Hello Harvest or Rustic Harvest Suite. So you're going to be seeing a little bit of that done this month as well. So we will see all of you on Wednesday, and I will see you again on Friday. In the meantime, happy crafting. Bye, girls.